Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Start UofG session on university resources. My name is Jenny, and I use she and her pronouns, and I'm part of the Start team who's helping welcome you to the University of Guelph and help you get prepared over the summer for your first year here at the Guelph campus. And we're really excited to have a variety of different campus partners here today to kind of speak to you about the wonderful services and resources that they offer. But before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the land on which I am coming from to you folks from. The University of Guelph recognizes that the university resides on the traditional and territorial lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe and the treaty lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit. We recognize today that this is a gathering place for many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples, and acknowledging them reminds us for this relationship to the land. And most folks that you hear from today, we all connect to the University of Guelph and all work for the University of Guelph. And it is our important to strive towards reconciliation with our Indigenous folks and peoples, not only in the city of Guelph, but globally as well. You'll notice at the university, by attending many different events, that land acknowledgements are very important to us. And we have a wonderful video and website that shows and has a lot of education resources on land acknowledgements. So we'll post that link there in the chat for you folks, so you can take a look and watch kind of the video about land acknowledgements and learn more about creating your own as well. So we are very excited today to welcome a variety of folks and campus resources to our session today. So we will start off with some general university resources, so about campus card and hospitality. We'll talk about some academic resources that you folks are able to use throughout your time here. So the Undergraduate Academic Information Center, the link, academic success at the library, as well as student accessibility services. And then we'll talk about a few of our services that we have to offer outside of the classroom. So things like wellness services, our athletic services, and services in the student experience department. But now I would like to welcome Natalie from Campus Card and Hospitality to chat with us about getting your campus card and what hospitality and food services look like here on campus. So welcome, Natalie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie. My pronouns are she and her. I would also like to welcome Samantha as well. Sam and I both work for Hospitality Services, and we will be taking you through your campus card as well as everyone's favorite topic, food at UofG. Sam, do you want to take it away for campus card?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Natalie, for the introduction there. So welcome, everyone. It's really nice to be able to chat with you a little bit about your campus card. So your campus card is one of your most important pieces of ID while you are here at the UofG. You will see there our beautiful Gryph. This is Gryph's ID card there. And if you do scan the link there, if you have your phone handy, you will go straight to our campus card office. And so the campus card is your official UofG identification. It is also your student meal card. And so we will explain a little bit more about meal plans as well as food on campus in just a second. But it is your student meal card and it works similar to a debit card. So it is a decline and balance model here at the University of Guelph. And so when you go to pay at any of our locations, you would just tap it on the reader and it would decline from your account. So it works that way. It'll also be used for other services as well here on campus, like the library, the athletic center, as well as using local public transit, as well as residents. So it's a very important thing to have. And one thing we really want to stress here today is just that there is a really important deadline coming up on July 25th. So 21 days away, about 3 weeks away, you must submit your campus card information. So all of this information will be shared with you. And if you do have any questions regarding your campus card, again, you can scan the link there on the screen, or you can always send us a message and we'll be sharing a bit more about our contact details if you have any questions or issues uploading your information for their campus card. But it's a super important piece of identification and great to have. And we do have online services. So it works similar to e-banking where you are able to track your spending, as well as if you happen to misplace your card, you are able to pause it while you find it. So very handy online services that you can find on our website. And I'm going to pass it over to Natalie, who's going to talk a little bit more about meals here on campus.
Okay, so as you can see with the pictures, we have a lot of different varieties of food on campus. Our chefs work really hard to create a variety of dishes from, things like international cuisines like goat curry or butter chicken to fun features like shawarma bowls, ramen, and specialty pizzas. Hospitality Services has been voted #1 in university food by Maclean's magazine for over 10 years. It's something that we're very proud of. And we have over 25 on-campus dining locations, including Krillman Hall. If you've been to UofG and you've done a tour, you probably would have gone through Krillman Hall. It's kind of like our flagship of dining halls, one of our most famous for sure. We have the UC Chef's Hall, Windows Cafe in Mountain Residence, and we even have 3 Starbucks. We are big coffee drinkers on campus, and Starbucks is definitely the place that we need to be. We also have about 35 off-campus partners that you will be able to use your student card at. So this includes Milestones, Montana's, various pizza joints. You can even use it for Red Top Taxi to get you to and from residence. We offer a variety of different food selections, including vegetarian, vegan, kosher, halal, and gluten-free items, as well as dairy-free as well. If you do have any questions or concerns about eating on campus, you can contact our registered dietitian, Jessie. Jessie works with us and our chefs to make sure that there is stuff for everybody. So if you have a gluten allergy or dairy or peanut or whatever, you can reach out to Jessie and she will be able to help you navigate dining halls when you get to campus. And then Jenny, if you just want to click to the next slide, Sam's going to talk about the meal cards, or the meal plans, I guess.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Natalie. So meal plans, probably our most commonly asked question is, what meal plan should I get and how do meal plans work? So as I shared earlier with our campus card slide, your campus card will be where you access your meal plan. We have 5 different meal plans available here at Hospitality Services. They range from our minimum all the way up to our varsity plan, which is named in honor of our Gryphon athletes. And so there is all of this information on our website in terms of the prices and the differences. But some important things to consider when you are picking what meal plan would be right for you is things like how often you'll be on campus, how often you like to eat, so your appetite size. Are you someone who likes having 3 meals a day and maybe doesn't snack? Are you someone who likes to have snacks in between? And how much do you like to eat? Those are definitely things to consider, is your size of portions as well. And are you in a residence with a kitchen? So meal plans are mandatory if you are living on campus, except for if you are at the East Village townhouses and the East Towers as well, because you have access to the kitchen. So it's definitely something really important to consider when you are picking your meal plans, is to ask yourself those questions. Again, if you have any questions regarding your meal plans, we're more than happy if you reach out to us on any of our social media channels, as well as you'll find all of this information on our website, so including the pricing, as well as to answer any of those questions, hopefully make some clarity there. So if you do have any questions, we have a lot of this information on our website's meal plan page, as well as you can always reach out to us on socials if you have any specific questions regarding the meal plans. But we do have the 5 to pick from, and our full is our most popular. So you'll note that that's like our medium, kind of middle path plan there. And 2 things to quickly consider is that you are able to carry over, or you're also able to add on at any time. So those are some nice things to consider when you are picking a meal plan here. And I'll throw it back to Natalie just to quickly talk about our social media.
Okay, so this is our last slide. We have some more lovely food here. So we just have a couple of QR codes. We would love if you followed us on Instagram. This will be where not only can you reach us at any time, we're always happy to answer questions, but you'll kind of get to see the kind of food that we offer. We're very proud of our Instagram page. It's lots of different food photos and some features of our chefs and our staff. The second QR code is you can learn more about meal plans, so that just leads straight to the meal plan website. And then if you want to learn more about various initiatives like our sustainability initiatives and other stuff that we're doing on campus, you can visit our website at the third QR code. So thanks so much, folks. If you have any questions, just let us know.
Amazing. Thanks, Natalie. So now we're going to jump into our academic resources. So I'm going to invite Sherry to talk about the Undergraduate Academic Information Center.
Thank you, Jenny. So I'm the coordinator of the Undergraduate Academic Information Center. The UAC, which we refer to it as, is basically a resource center for students. It's inside the front door of the University Center by the bus loop. And September to April, Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 4:30, we have a front desk staffed by students. The UAC student staff are available to assist students with general information on undergraduate policies, procedures, and resources in person, by telephone, by email, and we also have a live chat function on the UAC website. So when you go to the UAC website at www.uofg.ca/UAIC, and sorry, I just noticed in the website link at the bottom for this slide, I neglected to put the /UAIC, so we'll correct that in the chat. But so if you go there, you'll get a pop-up message and it invites you to chat live when somebody's there. And if it comes up and somebody's not actually actively monitoring it on the back end, it gives you the option to send us an email. So UIC staff will also provide students with appropriate referrals if they require more detailed academic information than their role allows them to provide. But basically, you could stop by and visit the UIC desk staff if you have questions about where things are, what something means, who do you need to talk to, what process to follow to achieve a goal, etc. So anything academically related or vaguely academically related, you can stop by the desk, email us, call us, or go on the chat and ask that question, and we'll either answer it for you, provide the information, or give you an appropriate referral to either somebody like a program counselor or a faculty advisor, which are both related to academic advising, or another resource on campus. And I'm just quickly going to share, can I share here, Jenny? I think so. I'm going to share just my screen, and I just want a quick overview here of the UAC website. So it gives you the information that we just talked about what the role of the UAC is. The news on the left, we do post some stuff there. There's frequently asked questions and quick links at the bottom. We do have a Twitter feed if you want to follow it. Basically what we do tweet is the schedule of dates. So the schedule of academic dates that you need to adhere to for certain processes if you have a Twitter account still. We don't have it linked here yet, but we are starting an Instagram account for information about academic advising. And you can see on the right-hand corner here, there's a contact us. And if I click that, it opens, this is what the chat looks like. You don't have to fill, you put a name in there, but you don't, you can put an email in and then you can do your question, but it doesn't have to be real information. So you don't actually have to tell us, link your name and email to the question that you ask. If you feel silly asking something, please don't. We get all kinds of questions, better to ask than not to know. And then just the links at the in the right, or the top black menu bar. So there's the program counselor list, faculty advisor list, dean's list, and chair's list if you need to know who any of those people are in relation to your academic program or who to contact. And then also under resources for students, there's a long list here from welcome right through to what academic advising looks like at Guelph, who plays what role, links to academic calendars, support, academic supports. There's also personal care links. So we try to bring together everything here that you might need to be successful academically to find that information. There's quick fact sheets, and there's pages for both probation required to withdraw information. Hopefully you'll never need, but it's there if you do. And then we also have something that lots of people find really helpful, which is the acronym dictionary. I'll give you a quick look. So by content, any acronyms we use on campus, and if we hear of any new ones, we try and add them here. So I'll pick one here. I'll just go to, let's see, we'll start at A. So it gives you the acronym, how to pronounce it if it's not obvious, and what the acronym means, so that we're all sort of speaking the same language on campus and know what people are referring to. So if you had an acronym that was used maybe in your high school setting, and maybe it means something different here, or building acronyms and things like that, you can look them up here and know what they mean. If there's a picture associated with it, we do that, and then we give you links to more information. So I think that covers off what we are with the UAC, but happy to answer any questions along the way. And I will stop sharing.
Wonderful. Thanks, Sherry. So we're now going to turn it over to Tavia to speak about the link.
Amazing. Hi, folks. My name is Tavia. I use she and her pronouns, and I have the pleasure of telling you a little bit about the link. The link in Alexander's Student Service Center, often called the link here on campus, is your one-stop shop for all things enrollment, finances, records, and more. Whether you're looking for assistance navigating course selection, figuring out OSAP, or managing your university financial account, the team at the link is here to help. They can provide you support via email, phone, and Microsoft Teams, so you're able to connect with them from wherever you are. In addition to providing support remotely, you can also meet with a link team member in person on the 3rd floor of the University Center. You can learn some more about the link in the link that I'm about to put in the chat. And then next, we're going to have Heather to chat about the library.
Right. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm Heather. I'm a learning specialist in the library. My pronouns are she and her. I'm really here today to tell you about how our library is different from the ones that maybe you've been using in the past. So like most libraries, we've got books, we've got journal articles, lots of our resources in the library are available online. But the thing that's really special about the McLaughlin Library is all the supports that you have access to. So right inside the front door when you come in the library, you can speak to anyone there about any of the supports listed on the slide or any of the questions that are listed on the slide here, whether it's like writing or data or study guides. They might answer your question right then and there, or they might determine or help you determine if you're better off scheduling an appointment with one of the many consultants, coaches, or librarians that you have access to. If you know already who you want to speak to, you can go right to the library website. I've posted it on the slide there, just at the bottom of the picture, and you can click on the appointment link. And I put the icon there. It says book appointments, just so you know what icon to look for on the website. And it will list all of the different consultants that you have access to. So how do you know if a consultation is the right thing for you? If you're wondering if you could be studying more efficiently, if there are tricks to answering multiple choice questions, or if you find yourself unmotivated to start studying or even like open your book, these could be indications that you'd benefit from seeing a learning specialist in the library. We can also help you figure out if there's an app or a learning technology that you could benefit from. And the learning specialists specialize in studying, time management, and presentation skills. If you're wondering if your essay is good enough, or if it's academic enough, if the language is academic enough, or if it's the kind of writing that your prof is looking for, that could mean that seeing a writing specialist could help. They also have services for those who have English as an additional language, and your writing appointments can be at any stage of the writing process. Like that's from like thinking about an assignment that you need to write to having a finished first draft and anywhere in between. The writing specialist can help you with the structure of your paper, giving you advice on clarity or style, whether your paper is cohesive and it makes sense start to finish. But you don't need a draft to make that first appointment. So if you're feeling stuck, just make that appointment and get there, and they'll help you on your way. If you're starting an assignment and you're wondering, like, what is the research that you're expected to do? What's appropriate research? Going to, or where do you find the information? You might not even be thinking about it like research, but if you have to look for any type of information for an assignment, the research librarians can really save you a huge amount of time. They can focus your search and make sure that you're not searching sort of the same terms over and over. And they can also help you with what is an appropriate piece of research for the class, because it does depend on which class you're in, what kind of research will be appropriate. Another thing that can save a ton of time with studying is the help that they can give you on citation managers. So that's like for your references. There are citation managers that you keep track of everything and you press a button and it gives you all your references all at once in the format that you need. And that format changes depending on the course you're taking or the college you're in. They all have different kind of citations that they'd like to have used. We have folks who specialize in data and data analysis and the visualization of data. So if you're going to present any, you'll want to give them a shout right away. If you're creating anything digital for your course, like a video, or you need to do a voiceover or something like that, we have a digital media studio in the library, and I have worked with them myself, and they are just absolutely phenomenal. One of the most popular things we have in the library is folks that are in those super tough first year courses. They're called SLGs, which stands for Supported Learning Groups. Most students never remember what they stand for again once they start here. They just know that they need to get to the SLGs. You'll get to meet other students who want to do well in the class there, and you'll be guided the entire semester by a student who already did well in that course and is attending the class each week again, so they know what you're experiencing, what your prof is saying, and all of that stuff right in the moment. So highly recommend that. We have thousands participate in the SLGs, and people often find that they're meeting their friends in the SLGs too, because there's lots of opportunity to chat and meet other students in your classes. I have a link here that's going to be posted in the chat. This is the SLG info. On that web page, there is a video, and the SLG leaders who are current students are talking about, you know, studying with friends and reviewing the course material and why SLGs really work. So please take a moment and look at that once we've finished here today. All right, I've shared a lot about our services here in the library that are for every single student. There's one service on the main floor called LAS, which is for learning technologies specific for those students who are registered with SAS or Student Accessibility Services. So if you're registered there and you're interested in like the best technology ever for learning, pop in and say hi to Brooke or Ethel and see what tech you have access to. And now Nicole is going to tell you a little bit more about SAS. Thanks very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm part of the orientation team, and I'm excited to tell you a little bit about student accessibility services. So Student Accessibility Services, or SAS is what we call it here on campus, provides support and services for students with documented disabilities. So if you're a student who had an IEP in high school or received any accommodations or assistance for disability related reasons, you will want to make sure that you connect with Student Accessibility Services. SAS supports students with documented disabilities. This includes things like learning disabilities, mental health disorders, physical, mobility, dexterity, ADHD, concussions, ASD, and medical disabilities, even temporary disabilities like a broken arm or a broken leg. Some support students may be eligible to access could include exam accommodations, like extra time or a quiet space to write an exam, or the use of technology to write your exam. They also assist with different classroom accommodations, such as FM systems or note-taking, or even accessible seating. If you think that you may need support, it is important to connect with SAS early. Accommodations can take time to put into place, so it's imperative that you reach out to them early. To register with SAS, students need to complete the SAS application. That can be found on the SAS website. This is where you provide student accessibility services with some basic information about your learning needs, and you'll also be asked to upload the appropriate documentations which outline your learning needs. Documentation and criteria guidelines are also available on the website, and then you can upload your documentation at a later time if you are still in the process of getting that. If you do have any questions about SAS, you can attend our Connecting with SAS virtual sessions, which take place in July and August. These sessions include a short presentation along with a Q&A period. So make sure to check those out. The QR code for those Connecting with SAS sessions are on this slide. So if you think that's something you'd be interested in, feel free to scan the QR code. And Start Accessible is the SAS orientation taking place right before Labor Day. So it's August 31st and September 1st. It's a fantastic opportunity for students to meet with their SAS advisors, learn how to access SAS services, and meet other students. For students who are going to be living on campus, they will be able to move in early to their residence to participate in Start Accessible programming. I'm working with SAS right now to actually plan Start Accessible. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm super excited for all the students that are going to participate in it this year. So for more information on registering with SAS or our summer programming, feel free to visit the Student Accessibility Services website.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nicole. So now we are going to chat a little bit about the resources outside of the classroom. So we're going to hear from Rebecca from Wellness. We're going to watch a few videos about athletics and all that athletics has to offer. And then we're going to go through and you're going to get a chance to meet a few different folks and advisors who work at Student Experience. So I'd like to welcome Rebecca to talk about wellness.
Awesome, thanks Jenny. So as Jenny said, I'm Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm one of the wellness educators in our Wellness Education and Promotion Center, which is a part of Student Wellness Services. And so my department provides support for all of your physical and mental health needs. We are located on campus in JT Powell buildings. Everything's right together, right beside our athletic center. So I'm going to be providing you with a quick overview of all of our services, and it might be a lot of information, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, there are more details available online at our website, which is wellness.uofguelph.ca. You can see it on the screen there, and you can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is at wellness_UofG, and you can stay in the loop about all of our services and events that are happening throughout the year. So you can scan the QR code that's on the screen to go straight to our Instagram page so that you are first in the know about everything we have going on, and we sometimes have contests. So there's a number of different units within our Department of Student Wellness that I'll touch on each briefly. Everything I'm going to talk about today is free for students or is covered by insurance, regardless of whether you are an international or a domestic student. Some of that covered by insurance might be a partial coverage, so it's always good to double check for a couple of our services that are pay-per-use. So first unit is our Wellness Education and Promotion Center, which is where I work. We offer health and well-being programming, resources, and student peer-to-peer support on topics such as mental health, substance use, nutrition, physical activity, and sexual health. We run a bunch of different peer-to-peer programs like our You Shine Peer Mentorship Program, which is designed to help you work on building habits to support your well-being. Our student recovery community, which is for folks interested in making changes to their substance use behaviors, and our new Wellness and Dragons program, which is a mental well-being program based in playing Dungeons and Dragons. So we have a little bit of everything for everybody. We also run something called the Student Support Network, which offers drop-in peer-to-peer support. So we have an awesome team of really highly trained student volunteers that provide a supportive ear to any UofG student It's confidential, non-judgmental listening and support. They can provide information and referrals. And we also have specific hours dedicated to just students who identify as Black and or racialized. So you can get support from somebody who understands from that lens. And on top of all those things I just mentioned, we also run a number of different workshops, events, resource sessions, etc. throughout the year. So definitely keep an eye out for events coming your way throughout September and beyond. And our next unit is counseling services. So we do have counseling on campus for students with a number of different options available depending on what your needs are. So that can include counseling appointments that are one-to-one. We have same-day drop-in or urgent crisis support. You don't have to be in crisis to come on the same day. We have therapy groups that cover a number of different topics, and we have counseling specific for Black and racialized students and LGBTQ+ students. So students who are accessing counseling for the first time start by meeting with someone called a student wellness navigator, and they will provide resources and support options within our department, within campus, or even off campus that'll suit your needs the best. So it's not up to you to kind of figure out, like, there's so many things, what do I do? Our navigators will help you figure all that out. Our next unit is our sexual and gender-based violence support and education team. So this is the place to go to determine whatever options might be available to you related to sexual violence, to seek support. It doesn't have to be about something that happened on campus. It doesn't require reporting. It doesn't even have to be something that happened to you. If you have a friend who's struggling, we can also offer you some support. So we have two awesome folks in that office. One is our sexual and gender-based violence support coordinator, who supports you through accommodations on campus, safety planning, going through a report process if you choose to, attending court dates, and more. And then we also have our educator who provides training and education to the whole UofG community. Our next unit is our student health services, which is your family doctor away from home. They provide health and medical services for UofG students, including treatment for illness and injury, reproductive health like STI testing, birth control, etc. Mental health support. We have psychiatrists on our team. We have a dietitian. We provide immunizations and more. So anything that your doctor would do for you at home, you can have them do for you here. Our next unit is our Health and Performance Center. So this is kind of our more manual therapies, the other pieces of your physical health. So we have chiropractic, physio, massage therapy, and more, like orthopedics and sports therapy and things like that. These are the services that are pay per use. Most of them are covered or partially covered by your student benefits, but that is the one area where you want to double check before you come in for a massage. And then the final piece of our student wellness puzzle is student accessibility services, which Nicole has just told you all about, so I'm not going to go into it too much. So if you have any questions about those services, like I said, it's a lot of info. Please check out our website. It should be in the chat, or it will be soon. So wellness.uofguelph.ca, you can learn more about everything that we have to offer. You can also email my team specifically, wellness@uofguelph.ca. It's on the screen there, or sign up on Instagram and send us a DM at any time, and be happy to chat with you. So see you in September.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. So now we're going to look a little bit at the athletics experience here at the University of Guelph. So we're going to watch a few videos that are really going to highlight and showcase our wonderful services that we have. So let me share the screen. All right. Perfect. So we're going to first watch a little bit about our Gryphon's experience, and then we'll watch a virtual tour of the athletic center itself. Hey folks, I just realized we can't hear the video, which is classic virtual event. So let me just reshare with you folks. And we'll start this over there.
This is the heart of Gryph Nation. This is home of the Guelph Gryphons. Located in the heart of southwestern Ontario, our campus covers over 1,000 beautiful acres. Residing on the treaty lands and the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Gryphons are committed to building stronger relationships with people who were on this land before, and are dedicated to learning, living, and working together. This isn't just another campus. This is the University of Guelph. Welcome to one of the top comprehensive universities in all of Canada, with a student experience that is second to none. Here, you're not just a number, you're a Gryphon. Our culture is one of inclusion and excellence. As a Gryphon, you're surrounded by people who care about each other and our community, a community which we are proud to represent on the field of play. As Gryphons, we honor the past, a rich history which includes accomplished alumni, over 60 national championships, and over 140 conference titles. We support the present. Our varsity student athletes are provided the resources they need to succeed in the classroom, in their sport, and in life. Gryphon student athletes are game changers, both athletically and academically,
with 1 in 3 being recognized as academic All-Canadians.
And we're preparing for the future with world-class facilities and some of the best coaches in their sport. We are attracting the very best and brightest student athletes from across Canada and all around the world. So join us. Become a Gryphon. Help us write the latest chapter in our decorated Gryphon history. Here, you're not just coming to a campus. You're coming home. Home of the Guelph Gryphons.
Amazing. So we're also going to get to watch a video.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. I'm talking about enterprise-grade security built into your site and fully managed.
So we're going to also watch a video that's going to provide a tour of the University of Guelph Gryphons Athletic Center. So you folks will get to see what you can experience when you come and arrive in the fall.
Today we're at the Guelph Gryphons Athletic Center, GGAC for short, where we house the majority of our fitness and recreation programming. It's also home to our varsity swim team, our basketball team, and our volleyball team, as well as the varsity training facility. The GGAC is huge. Built in 2016, it connects to the historic wing of the Mitchell Athletic Center. There's a lot to see, so let's get going. Here at the University of Guelph, all full-time students get access to an athletics-based membership as part of their tuition, which grants them student discounts on things like the Rockwall membership here, as well as rec basketball and swimming for free. The GGAC is also home to RBC on campus, as well as our own Gryph Locker, where you can buy all your Gryphon gear and things like goggles for the pool and locks for your locker. RBC on campus is where you can go to get pro tips about banking and financial questions from their on-site staff. So all students come through client services to swipe in using their student card. And here at Equipment Lending, you can borrow things like towels, basketballs, and rackets for all our indoor drop-in activity. So once you get your things, you can head over to one of our 3 change rooms where you can store your belongings. Men's, women's, and universal change rooms, which offer private changing stalls as well as day-use lockers. And if you'd like to rent out a locker, you can do that in the men's and women's change rooms. Welcome to the Gryphons Aquatic Center, where we have 2 pools and a recreational hot tub. The gold pool is 25 meters long and 8 lanes wide. The red pool has both a shallow end and deep end with a diving board and accessible lift. These pools play host to a variety of clubs, varsity swim teams, intramurals, and registered programming like swim lessons, first aid certifications, and scuba diving. You can also just come in for a drop-in rec swim or to use the hot tub, one of my favorite ways to distress during exams. We're also one of the largest intramural programs in Canada, with leagues ranging from fun to competitive. We have many ways for you to get involved with sports while you're here. Looking for the next level? Get involved with one of our sports clubs. Let's check out the fitness center next. This beautiful 22,000 square foot space is just next to some of our student residences and comes with state-of-the-art fitness equipment for all your fitness needs. If you're new to the space or feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything here, make sure to ask one of our staff members for a free orientation. We'll even spot you. You get access to the space with our Energy Pass for a low semesterly rate. So on the third floor of the GGAC, we have our fitness studios and our dance studios. We also have our wrestling room, which is home to our cheerleading team, wrestling team, and martial arts programs. As mentioned before, this building is home to your Gryphon's volleyball and basketball teams. You get free access as a student to all regular season home games. Check out gryphons.ca for dates and times. That wraps up our tour of the GGAC. As you can tell, the opportunities to stay active on campus are virtually endless. If you need any more information on scheduling and updates, check out gryphons.ca. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Wonderful. So as you can see, athletics has tons to offer here on campus, and you folks will definitely get a taste of all that athletics has to offer during your orientation week as well. You'll get a chance to meet different clubs and societies that use athletics as a way to get students involved. You can get a tour of athletics, and also you'll get to see athletics as we hold some of our events in the event center as well. So now it's time for my personal favorite section, and I might be a little biased, but we're going to chat about the student experience department. So there's a lot of different folks and different units in our office, and actually our START programming and orientation week programming, which you are all currently a part of, are actually put on by our student experience department. So I might be a little biased because I do work here, but I really truly do love student experience. So first off, we are going to hear from Allie, who is our Indigenous Student Advisor, all about the Indigenous Student Center. So I will pass it over to Allie.
Hello, is this working? Yes, okay. Okay, great, excellent. Ani, bonjour everybody. I am learning too during this process, and it's been so beautiful to hear everybody chat about all of the different supports and services. So I'm here to talk about our Indigenous Student Center. Like Jenny said, my name is Ali Stute. I use she, her pronouns. And I am Anishinaabe, and I also have Dutch and Irish ancestry. And so I am the Indigenous Student Advisor here on campus. So I work within our Indigenous Student Center. We have 4 full-time professional staff. There's me, there's our manager of the center, and then we have 2 coordinators of Indigenous programming. And so a lot of really amazing folks who can help support First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students, and all other students as well. We are a space that is open for all students. And so we are sort of like a home away from home for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students. But we also run a lot of different programming events and have fun events that are for the campus community at large. And yeah, so we really do strive to provide a supportive environment that supports the intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and physical development of all self-identified Indigenous students and non-Indigenous students, like I've said. Last year, we had a great return to on-campus events and in-person events. We had about 210 events and programs that were coordinated between September and April, which was a little bit exhausting, but so much fun. Thankfully now we have 2 coordinator programs that they can help offer even possibly more events. We have our different support services here are the physical space, like I talked about. This here on the slide is a picture of the outside of the space. I think you can find the beaver, that little statue in the bottom there. I think you can find the beaver on like Google now or something, something about it being findable. But we are located on campus here at the University of Guelph. So we're located at 620 Gordon Street. If you are driving down Gordon, which is kind of that big road, we're right after the Gryphon. We're right visible through campus. We're a little bit tricky. We use our back door to come in, not the front door, because I don't really know why, but we just do. But yeah, so we have our physical space for students to hang out in. There's a big table for students to do their homework or just kind of sit and chill, eat a meal. We have some comfy couches for our students to sit on as well. We have a quieter sort of study space for students. We have some fun things. We have some board games. And a lot of our events and some of our programming is held in this space. And then a lot of it is also held outside of the space as well. Sorry, now I'm losing track of my thoughts. Yeah, so we have our physical space is a support. There's also a kitchen, which students always love. On Wednesdays, we have soup and bannock. And this is available in conjunction with the Indigenous Student Society. It's really their event. And they host it here in our space. And this is available for all students to come and join. So if you're looking for like a free meal on Wednesdays, if you just want to maybe not use your meal card for a hot minute, feel free to come to the ISC, the Indigenous Student Center, and have a cup of soup or a bowl of soup and have some bannock, which is sort of like it's an Indigenous kind of dish. It's a fry bread. It's sort of just like a bread fried, but it's delicious. And it's all available for all students here. We also have Indigenous student advising, so that's my role. So I really help students sort of navigate the system, a lot of conversations around identity and culture and connecting to identity and culture, and then a lot of conversations just about how to be here at the university. And a lot of the work that I do is helping students find all of the beautiful resources that we've been highlighting so far and the ones to come. And so that is my role in my support. We also have different programs that include transitioning and learning and tutoring support programs, or we connect students with sort of support programs that help with this transition piece, because it can be pretty scary coming to university and it can be kind of a big deal. And so there's a lot of information that's always thrown at you, and we'll sort of help to break it down and send you the appropriate referrals as need be. We have weekly visiting with elders and knowledge holders. Every Thursday, we have a rotating schedule. We have people from the surrounding community come in and they meet with our students, and you can book a time with them to just sort of discuss any of those topics or any of those needs, or if you just want to learn from an elder or a knowledge holder, we have an email that you can find and to connect with them. And we also do cultural learning circles, workshops, and different social activities. I should say some of our events are kept safe for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students only. So I host sharing circles on Tuesdays, which are just for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students. But we have lots of other different events, such as beading. Beading was a really big thing last year. We do a large dot painting event every year. And just sort of whatever else we sort of see and think of as an exciting event. We've had different educational workshops and speakers and panels. People come in. And those are open for all students, and we really encourage everybody to come in and learn a little bit or learn a lot. And I think that's all for me. But I'm very excited to hopefully meet folks. If you do have any other questions, you can find us pretty easily on the website, just Indigenous Student Center. And a lot of our events that are open to all students are on Gryph Life. So you can look for the Indigenous Student Center there and find our different events there. And you can find information about supports. And if you are interested in connecting with me, please feel free. I guess I could do it in the chat. I don't really know how this works, but or maybe Jenny can do it for me. But I can provide my email in the chat, or our organizational email will work too.
Thanks, Allie.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
So now we're going to hear from Tavia to talk about the cultural diversity unit within student experience.
Amazing. Hi, all. It's me again. I'll now be sharing about our cultural diversity resources. The main goal of the Cultural Diversity Office is to provide support for Black and racialized students here at Guelph. The Cultural Diversity Office aims to foster a supportive, affirming, and inclusive campus for students through programming where students can learn about themselves and others, creating spaces for cultural celebration, as well as supporting advocacy and exploring social justice through a diversity and inclusion lens. Cultural Diversity offers a number of programs, services, and events that are dedicated to just that. First, we have our brand new Core 101 Leadership Program, which is a first-year leadership program that provides leadership and group mentorship opportunities for Black and racialized students. When participating, you'll be matched with an upper year student who will work with you during your first year to help you navigate the transition to university life. It's also a great volunteer opportunity within your upper years. Next, we have the Guelph Black Students Association, often called the GBSA, and their weekly discussions, which is a space to have conversations centering the voices and experiences of Black and non-Black students of color. In the past, topics have ranged from race in the workplace, Blackness and hair, homophobia and transphobia in community of colors, and Blackness and masculinity. Cultural Diversity also plans all of the events throughout Black History Month to celebrate Black culture and community. Last year's programming included a keynote address, an Afro-Caribbean cooking class, a dance workshop, performances, and so much more. Every year, Cultural Diversity does such a great job planning some amazing Black History Month events, and I'm sure that this year will be no exception. There's also the newsletter, which is a bi-weekly newsletter that features events, job and volunteer opportunities, scholarships and bursaries, and other information that are specifically for BIPOC students at the University of Guelph. Lastly, we have our Cultural Diversity Advisor, which is Shelly-Ann Hardiel, which is just, she's just on the right there in that picture, who's available to support you throughout your time at UofG, whether you need support with academics, social aspects, identity, finances, navigating university systems, finding community and belonging, whichever, she's around to help. You can book an appointment with her through the link in the chat. For more information about the Cultural Diversity resources, I will also post the link to their website right now. Next, we're going to pass it over to Caleb to chat about the Sexual and Gender Diversity Office.
Hi folks, my name is Caleb and I use all pronouns. I am the Sexual and Gender Diversity Advisor within Student Experience. So what my team is really comprised of is myself and a bunch of wonderful student staff who help support and run Outline, which I will get to in a moment. So with me and my role, what I do is I offer one-to-one advising with students, and I can assist folks with personal matters, so talking about identity, gender and sexuality, homophobia and transphobia, and helping to advocate for you in the way that you would want to be advocated for, especially when you're bumping into those systems of oppression within the university context. And I could work on your behalf and not as from the university side. I also can help folks navigate feelings of like loneliness and isolation and finding community here on campus, because sometimes it can be a really difficult thing to find community on campus, and I can help facilitate that. I also do some mental health supports, but there's a limitation to that, of course, given my role, that I do work closely with student wellness services when I need to work to support a student and kind of being the liaison between the two. I also help students navigate the university systems and the culture, especially with name changes, whether that's with the government name change or if you just want to be changing your name within the campus setting. I can help navigate those spaces, as well as something I already touched on, which is finding community and belonging. We do a lot of great things, especially with my student staff. I can talk with students around academics, especially when it's bumping into intersections of your identity, especially queer identity, and getting connected with peers, resources, and supports on and off campus as well. And knowing where those queer affirming spaces are is something that I often talk about with students. Outline is the University of Guelph's resource and support service that specializes in questions and information relating to sexual orientation and gender identity. So what this really is, it's student run, it's peer-to-peer, really trying to get rid of that hierarchy within the spaces. We do some in-person events where we really try to honor intersections of queer identity with Black and racialized identities, First Nations and UMAT identities, as well as neurodivergent identities, as well as we create spaces which are for queer students to come together to talk about all things within life and connecting with one another in shared lived experiences. We also offer our Outline online chat, which is not currently running, but once everyone is back and the new school year has started, it will run from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. every single night. And what that is, it's 100% confidential. So we don't keep record of your name. We don't keep record of who's connecting with us. And it's run by peer helpers who are here to support and help you get connected, especially if this is a space where you are questioning or you are wanting to just to talk to someone who understands queerness or understands questioning identities to the best that we can, and then try to get you to the supports that you really want. I know this is a lot of information to remember, but a really easy rule of thumb to know where to first start looking is if you just Google University of Guelph LGBTQ, our page will pop up and all of the resources that we offer will be present and available to you. And that's the easiest way to get connected.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Caleb. So now we're going to hear from Nicole again about our global pre-arrival supports that we have on campus for our international students.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to be talking about global pre-arrival support, or GPS. So GPS acts as the central point of contact for incoming international students after they receive their offer of admissions to the first semester. They will help you navigate each step of the process from accepting to settling down at the University of Guelph. So they do a lot of immigration support things like initial study permit applications, TRBs, ETAs, co-op work permits. They can help you with on and off campus work eligibility, postgraduate work permit eligibility, and immigration updates. They also do a lot of pre-arrival support, so things that happen before you arrive at the University of Guelph campus. So they can help you navigate information related to the next steps after accepting your offer, health insurance coverage, and housing, either on or off campus. And they also do referrals to other on and off campus services as well. So that's it from GPS. And next we'll hear from Amy from International Student Experience.
Okay, folks, so we're going to hear more about the international student experience as well today. They have a different advising that can help you as an international student all the way from your first year throughout your time here at Guelph. They also run various programs and events to help international students meet friends, explore Canadian culture, help with culture shock, and to discuss important topics. One of their main events that is for you folks is Start International, which is an orientation program before orientation week. And it runs from August 29th to September 1st. So if you haven't registered already and you would like to, please feel free to scan that QR code there and it'll bring you to the link. Unfortunately, Amy couldn't be here today, but they've recorded a quick little video to tell you all about what they do in the international student experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Wong and I use she and they pronouns. I'm the coordinator of international student programs.
Hi everyone, I'm Amelia and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a recent graduate at the University of Guelph, the co-founder of the African Student Association, and a student staff member working on Start International Orientation taking place at the end of August.
Hello, future Gryphons. My name is Ernest and I use he and him pronouns. I want to say a very big congratulations to every single one of you for deciding to be a Gryphon. I am a proud Gryphon myself. I started my journey at the University of Guelph as an international master student, and years later, here I am as one of the international student advisors.
For international students, we understand it can be exciting yet nerve-wracking to start your university life in a new country. Navigating a new academic setting and expectations, and figuring out immigration policies, all while adjusting to a new culture and way of life, may feel daunting. I assure you it's completely normal to feel this way, and there are resources available for you to help overcome these challenges. We encourage you to get involved in the many communities being presented to you today, since it's one of the best ways to meet new people, create lasting friendships, and build your circle of support. With the friends you meet here, we hope that you'll find a home away from home in Guelph and in Canada.
As I've learned through personal experience, getting involved is the best way to gain transferable skills in a Canadian context. You may have developed skills like communication, collaboration, and organization through your high school involvement in your home country. By getting involved here, you can learn and improve on these skills and hopefully translate them in your future job applications. Throughout the process, you may experience cultural differences. It may be overwhelming, but you are not alone, and it's okay to ask for help. Transitioning and adjusting to a new lifestyle, culture, and education system can be challenging, and it is okay to feel nervous about getting involved in your first semester or your first year. We hope that you will get involved as soon as you feel ready. If you are not sure where to start, feel free to talk to a student experience staff member like Ernest or Amy. They're happy to guide you along the way.
That's right. Now you might be wondering, what are some of the ways to get involved in the international student communities? You should get familiar with international student experience. What's about international student experience? It's a hub for supporting international students. We want to support your individual transition needs. We want you to be connected to resource on and off campus and tailor programs to you. The ISC, in short, supports is divided into two parts. So we have the advising and then programming. In terms of advising, we have international student advisors like myself who will be here to support you throughout your studies at UofG. If you have questions about immigration, so for example, you are wondering, if my study permit is expired, how do I extend it? If I possibly want to take a leave of absence, or possibly I'm having some challenges, how does that relate to me immigration-wise? Or you may have questions about your finances or getting involved, or your social insurance numbers, or health insurance, or possibly asking yourself, how do I connect with others? Or you are feeling homesick or overwhelmed. Feel free to reach out to one of the international student advisors, and we will be happy to talk through with you on any personal concerns you have.
And in terms of programming, we run various events, workshops, and socials to help with your transition to life in Guelph in Canada. These programs are designed to help you meet friends and connect with new people, explore Canadian culture, and discuss topics that are relevant to your unique experiences as international students. We also offer educational programs such as career development workshops and supports like information on how to file taxes in Canada.
Last but not least, we have Start International Orientation. If you are an international student, new permanent resident, or out-of-country Canadian, we have an orientation tailored just for you. Start International will take place from Tuesday, August 29th to Friday, September 1st, and will cover topics such as academic expectations, cultural adjustment in a new environment, learning about campus life and resources, and will host many social events to help you meet new friends. You are not alone, and we hope you will get connected with peers who are in a similar situation or upper year students who have gone through similar experiences. If you haven't registered, I highly recommend you register today.
See you all.
See you soon.
Amazing. So that's a wonderful little hint from our Start International facilitator, Amelia, our student advisor, Ernest, and our program, Amy. And last but not least, I would like to pass it off to Sonia, who is our final resource for the session, to talk about our multi-faith resources here on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Wong and I use
Hi everyone, and thanks Jenny. We're looking forward to welcoming you all to campus in just a few weeks, and we're busy getting ready. So my name is Winter. I coordinate multi-faith programs on campus. And when I think about our work, I think about primary messages or things that I want to share with you. Faith and spirit. The first is that we want you to know that there are places, community, and belonging. And certainly the up to end is religious, spiritual, and world different faith community campus that obviously there are other good places of but if you're looking to ask deep questions of meaning and connect to a community that feels good, have 16 different religious campus groups, each be one. Our second message is that we're a community and a university that works. So that people of differences come together, can connect in meaningful friendships, and they don't have to agree.
Sonia, you're just cutting out a little bit. I was just wondering if you could move a little closer to the mic.
Thank you. That we don't have to agree on everything or have the same beliefs in order to work together for the. We work to have lots of chances for people to learn about religious literacy. Part of the global world is to know about that aspect of difference and to come together for dialogue. And then I'd say the third message that we sort of hold on campus is that we want you to know you can bring your full self to campus, and that includes your religious, spiritual identity. We believe that spiritual well-being is an essential part of holistic well-being, and there are opportunities here on campus and to ask those important questions of meaning and purpose, values. I think you'll find that you'll find lots of good conversation partners to have those. So just to highlight briefly a few of our resources on campus, we have a multi-faith resource team. These are the religious professionals and community liaisons that support the different religious spiritual on campus. They're available for conversation for any student, regardless of religious background, if you have a religious background, but are looking for someone to have a conversation with, someone who can offer a list. That as a great place to go for that, and we'll be out during O Week handing out popsicles, so look for us, and we'd love to meet you. I mentioned there are 16 different religious, spiritual, and worldview groups currently, and with the links that will be provided, you can find your way to a listing of those groups. What I like to say to students is, if you don't find what you're looking for, come talk to me, because I've helped students connect with other like-minded, like-hearted students, so we can certainly begin something if it doesn't exist yet. We have quite a few spaces on campus for prayer, meditation, or quiet reflection. Again, through that link, you'll find a connection to quite a few spaces, both the University Center, in the library, and throughout a couple different. Also, the picture you're seeing in that slide is Wraithby House, which is the center for our offices. It's where I'm sitting right now. It's a wonderful building in the heart of campus, right across from the Cannon. So just stop by. We have a wonderful meditation room, a multi-faith library, and all the members of the team have offices. There are options if you're looking for halal, kosher, and vegetarian food. We have a religious holidays calendar and an accommodation policy. So that means you have an exam scheduled during a holiday, a religious holiday that you celebrate. There are ways to receive accommodation for that, and feel free to reach out to us to find out more about that. We also hold space at the intersection of queer identity and faith identity to offer supports for students who are finding themselves at that intersection, and to celebrate the richness of that intersection. and lots more on the newsletter. So there are ways to sign up again through the links I think that are maybe coming up in the chat. You'll find your way to all these resources and more. And we can't wait to meet you in person when you're here during O Week. And I think that's it for me, Jenny. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sonia. So that is the end of our presentation and our session for this week. We want to thank all of our wonderful presenters for coming and joining us, and also thanking all of you for tuning in. As you can see here, this is the link to our student experience website. So any of those folks who presented in the last session, Ali, Caleb, you want more information on cultural diversity, international student experience, all that can be found here on our website. Please note that these aren't all of the resources we have on campus, and throughout our different sessions each week, you'll learn about different resources that are here to support you. So this session is also recorded, and the recording will be posted on Start Online, but you can also send an email to student@uofguelph.ca or give us a call if you do have any questions as well. But thank you to everyone who came and participated in the session today, and we look forward to seeing you all in September. Bye, everyone.